I'm going to have to let this dry all the way, and then I'll take my scouring side on this and be very gentle in here. And I want it so I can still move the grout around by just scrubbing it a little bit, because I've got to take off just a hair off of there. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry, let's just talk about the shower head for a minute. Now, I'm glad I didn't fill that up with grout right there. Sometimes tile guys do that, and then you have an escutcheon trim that fits around that. But see, that one is a finished piece. This one here is the finished rod, and somebody screwed that in there and they forgot to put the escutcheon trim on that fits on there. Plus the nipple, the female threads that are on the back side of that, it should have been flush with the wall. Well, it's inset about maybe an inch or an inch and a half, because this rod, see how it angles from about right here and then down? It should be coming out of the wall further. And so because the plumbing is already there, what I'm probably going to have to do is try to find a longer extension shower nipple right there. Maybe come out a little bit further, then down, or something, you know. Or if I can't find that, I have to take the actual head off and get an escutcheon trim, put that on there. Before I put the trim on, you know, whatever's decided, once this goes on, whether it's this or another piece, then this whole area in here can be filled up with caulking, you know, silicone caulking, and then the escutcheon trim can be put on. So that'll work just fine. And now this trim is going to fit on there, and see, I wanted to take that off. That way I could take the grout all the way to the edge everywhere and get it all finished. Plus, I'll have it all sealed nicely before the trim goes back on. Because I didn't want to have, you know, I didn't want that on there and then have to go around all that. That would have looked crappy around there. There's no way you could have finished it properly. Okay, so take that off before you do anything. And then this, here's the tub nipple, and the tub spout actually sticks out further, and I think they just put this nipple in just to put it in so that the tile guys had something to cut around. So this nipple is not the right length. I'm going to have to get the tub spout and then figure out everything, and that pipe nipple is probably going to have to come out, and a longer one's going to have to be installed. So another good reason not to fill this around, you know, all the gap there with grout, because you may have to take this out. Now granted, if there was grout there, you could undo this and the grout would probably stay there. But I'd rather put silicone around that anyways, just in case you're taking a shower or something and the water's coming down. I don't want it to get down inside of there and possibly on the back side of the wall. And it could do that with the grout, depending on how tight the grout is and stuff, especially if you're going to replace that nipple or something like that. Now you've got a gap between your grout that's in there and the nipple. Okay, so I'll fill that up with silicone caulking as well. Wow, see how that craft paper just protected everything. Look at that. Now, if you think you're going to be careful and you're going to just put a couple rows of masking tape around there and go for it, think again. Well, I'm going to wrap things up for now. I think you'll figure out how to grout around a tub, you know, on the top edge here. I'm just going to let that dry and go at it and get it nice and clean looking. And if I need to put a little bit more grout in, I can mix up a little bit more and have at it. So what's on my list of things to do after tomorrow? I've got to let all this dry. I'm going to wipe this down one more time with the big sponge with clean water, the entire thing. You know, everywhere that I put grout. And then I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to take a look at it tomorrow. And I might need to take a razor blade in certain areas if there's any little bits of grout left or sharp little putty knife or something like that, and then wipe that down, and then I'll take the cheesecloth to it. You want to stick around and watch that? That'll be on my next video series. Whew. I'm glad that's over with. Well, that's all the time I got for today and tonight. But stick around, I got more videos to come.